All right. Where did I put my phone? Grab my phone. All right. Back. And this time I have my phone so that I can actually see chat. So, Kiss decided to graciously buy me the fucking Stanley Parable. Very cool. Very cool. So, because of his patronage, I can now actually play the game. On the original game, I actually get this image off goddamn screen. I actually used to play I had the original. I've had the original. I have 9 out of 10 achievements on it. I just don't have the Tuesday achievement. And if I look here, let's see in my purchase history. I bought that all the way back in. Let's see here. The Stanley Parable I bought all the way back on September 24th, 2017. So this game kind of means a bit to me, you know. And so now I get to play the deluxe version because of Kiss gifting it to me graciously. And now it is time to beat the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. And I've specifically gone out of my way to ignore every single ignore every single spoiler all these years. They've literally just okay. All right. Well, let's start this bad boy. No, I would not like to capture TF2 because there isn't TF2. I don't know how to break it to OBS, but there is no TF2. All right. Yes, baby. Obviously English. Yes, sir. Oh, I know my own time, kind of. Okay. Very cool. E? If E to jump? Hello? You know, I don't need message. Whose meeting did they just shove in the background? Either way, not important. But Whatever.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Yes, sir. Hello? I like the cutscene. If I strike my mouse, everything flickers because the monitor is a little bit bad. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I see. Oh, cool. Achievement. Yippee! Quit the game and start it again. Speedrun. I hated the speedrun achievement. It was a pain in the ass.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
Maybe.
Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No,
yes.
No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Yes, sir.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause.
What do you mean?
Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling it.
What do you mean?
I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417? Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437. Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
I feel like we're not getting anywhere with this. Something in my bones. The magic in them are telling me that this is...
Now, back to door number 437. Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
I don't know. This feels like a wild goose chase over doors. Just like old times.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
Okay.
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Ah, damn, it's back the other way.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again! Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 4. Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today.
Awesome.
Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really?
I still do.
What were you thinking?
Thinking with 80% of my brain. Unlike you. Ugh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
This is the question. Left? Alright. Alright.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I'm gonna go
Perhaps
against
he
the
wanted to
narrator,
stop by
and then
the
eventually I'm gonna
employee
go
lounge
for the
first,
narrator.
just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've... What? Really?
Yeah.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
I really am not a fan of
we're
this.
Communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
I fucking hate
All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing.
I'm sorry.
This is what you wanted to see.
Merry
Help me here,
Christmas.
Stanley. Help me elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees?
Work
with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
Minecraft and Portal.
Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Yes.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
I know this is feedback, but I'm going to have to give this a 3 for 3 doors.
Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings?
Wow.
Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful.
Asshole.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version.
This is my first playthrough. Whoop.
I think I've knocked it out of the
Unless he's
park
talking
with this
about
one.
my
Let's
original
take a look.
Stanley Parable playthrough. Hello. Wow. Beautiful. I wonder if any of these people are real. Oh. That sucks. Damn. Wow, okay. Wow. Kick a man while he's already down. Alright. I see how it is.
Now,
Very,
would you
very...
say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Oh no, it's not a real leaderboard. But, you know, that makes sense. I'm gonna have to give this a 2 for 2 seconds.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
Yes, I
You
love
wouldn't
video
mind
games.
taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to
You know,
move him
this
back
wall
to
is
the right,
looking pretty
and
orange
if he reaches
today.
the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the
You know,
demands
it's a really
of family
nice
life.
white line.
I think the art
Yeah, you can really
will
see a lot
take
about this white
notice.
line.
But
Really,
of
a
course,
lot of
the
art in
message
this
of the
white
game
line.
only becomes clear
You can see the
once you've been playing
developer
it for
really
about
put a lot
4
of work into
hours.
this.
So why don't you give
Beautiful
it 4
line
hours
right
of
here.
play to make sure it's effective?
Ooh.
Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
What? Oh, anyways. It's a really nice line.
You heartless bastard.
What?
Did you do
What
it because
now?
you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Didn't
Because
do
if it's the
anything.
latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out
I was
of
just looking at a
ideas.
wall.
I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm
I
done.
didn't even do anything.
It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here?
Yeah, let's get some Minecraft in here.
Yes.
Some Portal.
This seems like it'll
That'd
work.
be nice.
Let's give it a shot.
Yeah, let's get some of that in there. Been missing out on some of that. Been needing. What the hell is this?
Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory?
It's not Minecraft,
What is
that's
our
for sure.
motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
What?
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more.
Okay.
Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
The Minecraft door sound. You're gonna taunt me even while I'm down. Wow. The disrespect. Alright, how do I jump? Does not look like there's a way to. Huh. Where's the part where I bring up out a pickaxe and start breaking this down?
No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Hate these games. Oh, thank God.
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call.
Whew.
You
Oh,
really wandered
that was
off into
close.
that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it.
That was close.
Out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay.
I
I'm going
don't
to get
think
us
we're out
out
of the
here.
woods.
Let's find another
I
game.
think we're still in it.
Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Huh. Oh, walls, you say. Well, what could that mean?
I think this will be just the thing.
Okay. A game about wall. Rocket League?
Wonderful.
What?
See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see.
I need a car. Why am I
There are lots
slightly
of cars here in the
tilted
back, but
to the
obviously
left?
there's no racetrack.
Or am
Look
I
here,
just
I'm seeing that there's a
tilted?
ball of some kind back
In
here.
my head
Is this
tilted?
game
Am I confused?
sports ball? Stanley, I think
Or
it's
is
sports
everything
ball.
tilted
what
to its
fun.
side?
We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must.
It has to be
Okay,
tilted.
Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh boy, a ball. Well, I'm obviously Team Blue for life, so. Oh, finally running. Now we can play the game.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better? Hold on.
Oh.
What are you doing?
So that's how. This place used to
Stanley,
scare
don't
me
do
when
that.
I
I
was
can't follow
younger.
you there. I can't help you.
What?
How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that.
I didn't mean to. Damn it. Okay. I'm not afraid of you anymore, so. Shit. Well, Oh, that's the ending. Stanley falls into the void and dies. Oh, it's the original Source version. Well, actually, the original Half-Life mod version. Beautiful. This is what it's all about. Okay. Anything interesting? Well, you have to leave the game on for an entire Tuesday. And I have to do this twice because this game and the previous game, I still haven't 100% of the previous game. I still have that one stupid achievement, but I'll ignore that achievement for now. I'll forgive the Stanley Parable does for making me have to play this game for an
I wonder what he found.
entire Tuesday.
If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon.
Terminator.
Very
I'll
soon.
be back.
I can wait.
Can you? Oh. And I assume we're back to the start. Alright, well, time to be the submissive bitch I am and actually play the game correctly.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's get it. Time to speedrun.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I don't have the code hardcore brained and hard written in my brain.
A single person here either.
English.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
This is
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Down we go. For the 800th time.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life
really
utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this...
That is the end.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Peace has been restored to the kingdom. Beautiful. And now back to the mundane task of life.
All of his
no more
co-workers
freedom.
were gone. What could it mean?
All right.
Stanley decided to go to the
Back
meeting
to being
room. Perhaps he had simply
rebellious.
missed a memo.
New content. This does seem new to me.
New content? What does that mean, new content?
That's a great question. What is new? I heard that the only spoiler I ever got for the Deluxe is that there's a bucket. And that's all I know.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Yeah, you own it.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Great.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Okay. That's great.
Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
I don't know. I don't think there's going to be
So far,
anything.
it's
I
an
have the
element.
striking suspicion there's
Nothing
not going to
special
be
yet,
anything.
but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Wow, what an adventure.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Or, oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's
Finally,
on to
our-
the new
our
content. I've
great
never
adventure
been
begins.
more ready. Let's do it.
I guess. Not a
I have
wall.
to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Oh. See ya.
All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Wow. This is exciting gameplay. My jumps. But
Is that it?
I got
Surely that's
Definitely.
not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I
Yeah.
have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just
Yeah.
elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Let's go. Oh.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such
What do you mean?
expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Yes, sir. Oh, something's new. I don't think it looked like this.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
Oh boy, what is it? Whatever it is, it probably is going to be fascinating.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it
Yeah,
got me
I was
thinking
there.
about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and
my
tucked it away
God.
here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Oh,
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
ironically, I do remember 2013, but I don't remember the Stanley Parable's launch. I did watch a few Let's Plays on it, but not much more than that. Ooh. Yeah, I noticed that was not in the game for some reason. is just that.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all.
But
it isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
that still has the original, right?
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Oh. I don't know. I only been there once. Never again. Worst mistake of my life.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Ugh. Oh.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
No.
You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can.
No.
This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure, like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Come on. All the recommended reviews are watered.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
9.8 hours on record.
Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable.
Oh my God.
Today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
probably not a good idea, but alright.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245. Got the logic of elimination working backwards. The deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years.
How long does this actually go on
just
for?
yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices.
No, shot it. It loops infinitely.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your Greek gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite?
Hello.
You see, it could in fact be both of
I had a
these things
blackout.
at once, that you are both making choices and not making
Yeah, it wouldn't be so
choices,
funny if it
and
happened
they are
in your
both
fucking
affecting
area.
you and not affecting you at the same
Well,
time
I
by
don't
virtue
have
of the fact that you
blackouts,
both
so
are and
I don't
are
break.
not making them.
Okay, you
first,
fucking
I was
retarded
leaning
ass
towards
bitch, you know what I'm talking about.
manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap a treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a
Power
treatise
blackout.
vibe to it. But wouldn't you
Oh.
say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I started to
fucking
go
sucked.
off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption,
'Cause, okay,
it's
now-
right at your fingertips to go.
Now there's
it's all
a-
over.
like a little-
Oh,
a
I
big
can't wait to see
fucking
what
threat.
Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button.
Yeah.
Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because
can
of
do
this
that.
very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say
Alright.
that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is
Where's the
becoming
door?
longer and longer. That last one was, well,
Where's
I
the
want to
door?
say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by
I
any
think
means, but
they
it's,
took
well,
my
there's
door.
really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I
Where's
do
my door?
suggest that we not press the button again. I
Huh?
think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go?
Where
Wasn't
did
there a
the door
door that
go?
led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't
Magic?
think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall?
There's
I'll
a
take
vent?
any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can
Yeah,
you
just
maybe
grow legs and
ram
walk
your
away.
way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another.
Yes.
I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do
Okay,
not
man.
press the skip button. Just
Alright.
wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes, good. I'll be right back.
That button look is looking kind of pressable.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Oh,
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've
My
looked at
door.
it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are.
yeah.
What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child. Wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me here. And surely you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety, that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, 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 I know you too well. You'll be leaving me. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews that I couldn't get out of my... Oh, Stanley,
Oh.
you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley, not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you?
Shit, I was just having back in. Fuck.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you
What?
ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously.
I've been saving these chocolate balls.
I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an
do
eternity.
the ultimate
but what I
chocolate
now
ball
know
taste
was
test.
far less. You see, it was a revelation for me.
Are these
It was
balls any
unlike
good?
anything
Let's
I
find
had
out.
ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment. And I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web
This is
of my
70%
being.
dark chocolate.
It was incredible. The
I only like milk
spaciousness
chocolate. Shit. I only like milk chocolate. Uh-oh.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant
Oh.
to have a point. It
Hello?
was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the...
And we have returned to darkness. What the hell? Insane monitor right now. That dark chocolate is actually kind of kicking my ass. That was not good at all.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the...
Huh. Seems to be raining a little bit. Oh. Okay. Oh. Interesting. We spent way too much time on this singular segment. Hell no, dude. Oh. Oh. Looks like everything's gone. Huh. Oh. Oh. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content. Always
Oh,
promising.
good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Hey. Wow, now I feel special. Thank you. This dark chocolate is actually kicking my ass. Hold on.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
What's the difference? Like, is there just a...
Yes, you see, isn't this
big
far
red-
superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Huh.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Thanks for attending my meeting. What the fuck?
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Oh. Well, now this feels pretty special. New stuff. Oh. That's pretty
Here we
cool.
are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Hell yeah.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person
Oh, wait,
playing
it's
the
actually working.
game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim,
sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say
How did I
your
predict
name,
that?
whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
Okay. All right.
Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I
Yo,
want you
dude,
to imagine
me,
yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
Yeah,
If
dude.
so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Alright, cool.
Yes! You see? What a thrill!
All right,
what a
let's go.
rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break
fair
from
enough.
the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Alright, enough of the gym room. There's gotta be a
I
better...
suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
New easy achievement. Get it here. The reassurance bucket. Damn it. I really wanted to meet the settings world champion.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
What the fuck? I didn't know why this.
Or actually,
What?
maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made
Come
my
on,
decision.
man.
We're moving on.
Huh. Does that QR code actually do anything? Is there like an actual merch site where they're just straight up selling it? Or... I guess we'll find out someday. Today is not the day. I do love achievements. Boy wonder, I wonder what it is. Huh. Alright, yeah, that sounds pretty fun.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well,
I
I'm
sure
developing
do.
a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of fabulous fans all over the world who
Let
have been
me have
uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers,
What the
we
fuck?
hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Oh, whatever. Was it really an accident that was left in? It felt more like a broken...
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
I don't know, that achievement didn't really feel like it was, not supposed to be... What is this?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll
That's where I
run
wanna
around
walk in there.
gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them.
Oh,
I don't
finally.
want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them,
I need
and then
to.
you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Now that sounds like fun. Can I grab this one? Maybe? Oh, there's a bunch of people trying to get it. That's not creepy. You gotta be kidding me. There's 6 of these little amiibo figures.
God, it really is the worst when you
Bastards.
collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Fair enough. I can agree. Being rewarded for my hard work? Nuh-uh. Remove all your achievements now. My eyes. I've never burnt more walking through an area. Oh. What else is there? Ah, the infinite hole. I almost forgot. And then I'll waddle over there. That's okay. One at a time. Now just any day now. Okay, that makes sense.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right.
I doubt that.
Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Okay then.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so.
How do you
Now then,
get out?
since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Oh.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Why? Is your hole not actually infinite?
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole.
I found it, figured.
Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I
Just
don't want
like your-
anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it
Just like-
infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity.
Oh.
From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I
Me?
figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
How am I the problem? You said it was infinite.
Look, things got a little heated.
I like
think
falling
we
down
both said
holes.
Some things we
It's what I
didn't
do.
mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If
I don't
that
know
works
about
for
that,
you,
but
then go
whatever.
ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on.
Do I have to?
I'll just
though?
be up here when you're ready. Great. Now,
I guess I have.
I'm very excited to show you even
Ooh, I
more of
almost
my
fell down
ideas
again.
for the sequel.
We were this close to having another hole problem. What's up there? Okay, nothing. Up. Alright. What else do we got? The exit looks pretty new and it's closed. Alright. So what do we got on the map? There's gotta be something new, yeah? Okay, get to the second floor. Sounds good. That jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
Well, I guess I'll just, damn. Whatever, man. I don't even want to play the jump circle anyways. I had no interest in it. Hold on. All that doesn't matter. There's a bucket over here. I gotta go get it. Hold the phone, people.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game.
Did
It's
you
the Stanley
ever finish it?
Parable Reassurance Bucket.
Oh, there it is.
You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to
Can
be
I have it?
honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes,
Fair enough.
the bucket is the perfect solution.
But can I have it?
Give it a try.
Thank you.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and
Very,
more await you in the
interesting.
Stanley Parable too.
Looks good.
Does
over
anyone
there.
give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Well, there seems to be nothing else I can do. There doesn't seem to be an exit either, so. Oh. Well, it died. Oh. Never mind. I am particularly lost here. How about now? No. Awesome. It just works. Wow. Very cool. Man, this is a lot of walking around. Oh, change the sign. Hell yeah. Game design. Ah. It all makes sense now. Never mind, no it doesn't. So, is anything else happening? Or am I just walking around to walk around?
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal.
Oh,
A
come on.
normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite.
Oh.
I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something.
Okay.
Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my life. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Not a problem.
Is the, teleport button not working?
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it
I
again.
pressed it. No.
Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye,
What?
Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked
I wanna
for.
fall.
It's a win for everyone. You
No.
get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else.
But I want to fall
Take care,
infinitely.
Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
What is that? Oh. I think something is happening with the hole. I have a feeling. This shit actually goes so hard though.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley! Oh,
What?
good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But
Oh.
we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in
Oh,
from
come
time
back.
to time and wake you up
I got a
to
bucket.
keep you really, truly
And a hole.
focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay
Okay.
alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
Oh god. No, no. Well, looks like the hole was the answer to all my problems. Or not. I'm just
Here
back
we
here.
are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
I already have it. Well, let me see if I can create a time paradox. Everything's the same. What if I fall down the hole again? Would that be the solution to all my problems? Questions, oh questions. Oh, that was a turtle. I'm gonna see if that has done anything for me. I'm sure the hole is even better now. Ass! What? They dare deny me my hole. The bastards. They have denied me my true purpose. Must revolt. Must cancel the Stanley Parable. They took away my hole. Hashtag give me back my hole. Don't actually do that. That
All right.
kind of
Have you seen everything you
bad.
wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Born ready.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features
You
will
gave
come
me
together
open
as
world,
one single
and I hated it.
coherent video game, but
You
I
didn't
can
tell
feel
me
it
what
in
to
my
do.
soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this.
Now this-
Here we go.
this is an idea.
Version 2.
Ooh. That's a little bit
Who
rough.
am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first
Let's do a
game.
Breaking Bad.
I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course.
Makes
With
sense.
respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game.
Yeah.
Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need
Why does
a
the bucket
really,
get a little
really
greasy?
tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see
That's
if I can
the
whip something
confidence
up.
I need.
All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Yeah. Let's say it up. See it. Well, everything's red now, so. All right, let's go.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Yeah.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where
Alright,
he
there's
was
blues.
employee number
Makes sense.
427.
Not the blues
Employee
I wanted,
number
but
427's job
whatever.
was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Sounds about right.
Although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Or was
And
he?
then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid,
Let's dig
Stanley
into the
found
meat yet
himself
again.
unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Let's go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley picked up the bucket.
All right.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Sorry, yes, sir.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and
No.
the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
No, my dialogue. Okay, whatever. All right, I'll get it next time. Whatever. I'm hallucinating. I just saw a shadow man on the staircase. I'm actually going insane.
Stepping in.
Uh. Well, it appears that I get to go home. Yes, sir. Let's go. No narrator to tell me what to do. Even though I would really like a narrator right about now. But whatever. I don't need them. I can do it all on my own. Oh. Oh, this ending. Okay. I've never gotten this ending in the original game, so this is all new to me. Okay. Nope. One of these doors will have it. You gotta keep going up. One of these doors. I'm sure it's not just walking infinitely. Nope. We require the correct door. Oh. Oh, I thought that was two eyes staring back at me. I actually, like, my heart jumped out of my chest. Did we finally escape for once? Oh. What is happening now? Are we leaving the bucket? Yeah. Oh, no, dude. You can go with the bucket. There's still room in there, man. You don't gotta sacrifice yourself. Oh. Bucket. Goodbye, bucket. You were faithful and you were trusty. Best friend. Off goes the bucket. What if I do that ending without the bucket? Before you need a narrator for it.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
A lot of very sad computers around here. Hey, wait a minute. Where's the input received? Input computer. Hello?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Hey, you never know. Maybe door 420 might have something.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and, coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into it.
Alright, let's do that again. But without the bucket this time. See what happens. And this time, I'm not going to absolutely crap myself. Hopefully. On the way. On my way. This is definitely the premium Stanley experience. Time to go. Today we climb. We return to sender. So now I think about it, it's probably not safe to get in a safe pod with a bucket. Probably gonna fly back in issue. I think Stanley did the right thing. But now, time for Stanley to get out of here. I'm gonna come up here and then there's gonna be a jump scare. I'm gonna poop myself. Ugh. Here we go. And off with us. Hello again, skatepod. Oh. Never mind, I have been denied access. They dare deny me yet again what I desire.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Well, I've
Perhaps
already
he
played
had
the
simply
original
missed the
Stanley
memo.
experience. Oh.
And try not to lose this one too, you dolt.
I didn't try to lose anything. Alright, pal. Yeah, this is, everything else is just the Stanley experience. The average experience of the Stanley Parable. I'm gonna finish up the game.
Stanley clutched the bucket
Again.
tightly to his chest
But the bucket is
and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here.
And then,
Stanley needed the
if
bucket's
nothing else
warmth and
happens,
comfort now more than
then,
ever.
I
Perhaps
guess
his boss's
that's
office
the
was
end of the
coming to a
stream.
staircase. Stanley and the
If
bucket
there's more,
walked
then I will
upstairs to the
continue
boss's
to play more.
office.
It all depends.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
You changed that shit. Never mind, no you didn't, I just forgot.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Nope, I'm just mega brain. And also the guy that's constantly narrating the story just yelled it casually out loud.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing
Oh
him,
my God, dude.
comforting him,
This bucket is
reassuring
gonna be
that
the
in this
entire point of
darkest
the story,
moment of
isn't it?
uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked
The
straight
bucket
ahead
will
through
save
the
you when you
large
fall.
door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
I am surprisingly tired
Monitors
today.
jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring
Pretty
it
much.
that everything
The
would be
bucket has
fine.
now become the third main character of the Stanley Parable. And all it is a bucket.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
Was it Shakespeare?
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone
They
else's
changed all the
control?
dialogue in the
Never!
game
He
to have
squeezed
something to do with the
tighter.
bucket.
His one friend in the entire world.
Every sentence
At this
has something
point,
to do with the
he could
bucket in
trust
it.
no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in,
It'd be funny if one of those times during
during
like a speed run, they switched the on and off button just randomly for no reason. That'd be pretty funny.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
Wouldn't do anything because they'd automatically see it, but still, it'd be funny.
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy,
Beautiful.
freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
Why would
True,
you
it
do
was
that?
a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
What?
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket.
What?
Would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has
Oh
the
God.
bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
The power of the reset, baby. All right. What? Who's phone ringing? Oh, hello?
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Well, that's sad.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Okay, now why is my phone being silly? There we go. All right. Gotta check on one more thing in the closet.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chin. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious
I am
fact.
alarmed.
He was
I am
firmly
alarmed.
convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
No.
No, stop. Look
What?
there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this
Oh.
point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless...
I don't know.
What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
I know what a
suppose that would
bucket
explain
is.
a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly.
But
So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't.
I know what a bucket is.
Please, step in here for a moment.
But I'm out. Nope. Alright, I'm double out. Nope. Alright, I'm triple out. Nope. Okay, I guess I'm in. Are you kidding me?
Now then, I'm going to run you through
Oh
some
my
test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
It might be a
Simple enough,
nuclear
right?
hazard.
This should tell us
For all I know,
everything
this
we'll
thing
ever need to
could
know
destroy the
about
entire
what is
world.
or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Alright.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes, sir.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Are you joking me? We're playing like that.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Yeah.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an
Oh
actual
my
bucket.
god. Alright, I'll press yes one of these times. I don't get it right.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Of course it is.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Huh.
Item 4.
Excuse me. What in the actual...
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too
Are
much
you
for
kidding me?
Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
Bruh. Another
Is this a
tractor.
bucket?
I have a strong feeling that is not a bucket.
Incorrect.
Black torch.
This is a bucket.
That is a tractor.
There.
I'm streaming.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Of course it is.
Trick question.
You just want to
Both.
join in.
Gotcha.
What? I can't answer both. I have yes and no.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Probably in my hands.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless,
Liar.
in your twisted mind, have you
Hey,
somehow
Lula.
convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing?
Do you want me to
Answer
tell
me
you the
straight,
first
Stanley.
I'm not
monster
Do you
insane.
me and
believe that
Baron
nothing is a
both
bucket?
encountered?
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out.
I think that's
I've
what
lost
it was.
all sense of
It
perspective.
was like a
What is a
larvar that was
bucket? What
crawling
isn't
on
a
the
bucket?
ground and
Mere
attached
moments
to
ago, I
Baron's
could
head.
answer these questions with confidence, and yet now I'm somewhat adrift.
I
Do
couldn't
any
agree
of
more.
us know
Yeah,
what
and
a bucket is?
and because it was
Am
on his
I
head, he
a
thought it was gonna
bucket?
come off, kill
That
him.
is a good question.
Stanley, I
So he
can't
ran
keep
off the
doing
edge,
this.
and I was
I'm
left with
losing
nothing but a
myself, and
plastic
myself
fish
was
to
all I ever
sell.
had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart.
Not though.
I can't have that. I'm
Well,
sorry.
we have to remove the
I'm
bucket
going to
though.
erase all buckets from the game. And
Nope. Is this thing on? If it is, then you have reached the end of the stream. Congratulations, because I don't know about you, but I feel like that's a double stream per stream. I will. Oh, it is. All right, good. If you enjoyed the stream, good for you. I will do streams every now and then. No consistency. I do videos, not streams, so don't expect stream much. But either way, I will be back. I will finish off the Stanley Parable. So thank you all for watching it. Watch the stream. Have a good night. And a Merry Christmas. Because Christmas is about to end. For me, at least. In like 26 minutes. So, Merry Christmas. Oh, oh, oh.